Hello everyone, I'm Jim, Product Manager of Pressure Sensors from TE Connectivity. It's my pleasure today here to discuss the trend of our digital world and review some of the typical applications of our pressure sensors, and eventually we will offering you some excitement, that is we are going to release a new platform. According to a report from Industrial Consulting in 2016, it says the digital sensor is in the process of replacing the analog output sensor. Well, actually we see that trend in the recent years, and digital sensor is playing a more and more important role in our daily life and in the industrial environment. Let's talk about the trends of the digital world. You know, in the digital world, it's only 1 and 0. And previously, it's purely analog. And if you want to read the analog signal, we have to use the AD converter. So we can have that signal convert to a machine-readable signal and transmit to a longer place like a controller or PLC, so we can use that signal. But now, with the digital output sensor, we can have multiple parameters in one data package, and we can decode it into what we want, like we have the pressure, temperature, displacement at the same time. It's no problem for a digital sensor. And for digital sensor, we can use in the IoT, smart home, smart factory, personal monitoring devices, whatever you can think of, you can use the digital sensor. So, but it doesn't mean that analog output sensor is meaningless or it's less important in the industrial world, because the analog signal is continuous. The system can acquire that signal and manipulate those signals into the format they like. This is critical for some of the applications, and for a digital sensor, you can just output the signal in a fixed data format. For a system, it cannot really make any changes to the data, and the output is whatever it is. There's no flexibility at all. So we can say that if you want to choose a proper sensor for your application, it can be a little bit difficult, or you say you are into a dilemma, okay? So how you want to choose the right sensor for your application, it will be many variables that you need to consider, such as your power supply. Is it okay to support the low power or high power requirements of the sensor? How far that your sensor with your control room? If it's 100 meters away, probably you want to choose an analog sensor with 4 to 20 milliamp output. But if the transmission distance is very close and you want a fast speed data transition, probably a digital sensor through a bus is reasonable. And if you have your power supply with a battery, probably a digital sensor with very low power consumption is your best choice. So we're going to introduce some of the typical applications of a pressure transducer. For example, in a truck, there are many subsystems that it has the fluid pressure or air pressure to monitor. Our pressure sensor is the best choice. And every subsystem is communicating with the ECU through the can-open bus. Every pressure sensor is talking through that CAN bus and provide a digital signal at a fast speed and reliable way. And that's the typical application for a pressure sensor in a truck. Every sensor has to work real time and synchronize, and no any failure is allowed. In the intelligent building, we have many systems in place to monitor the temperature, humidity, and the airflow inside the building. Also, we have to monitor the fire alarm system if the water pipe is well pressurized. And for example, in the HVAC system, we have to provide a very pleasant environment for the people living in the building. So the digital temperature and humidity sensor is providing the critical parameters to the control center. And the signal is digital. That's the best way we can use one bus for multiple sensors located in different floors. Another application is about smart factory. In a factory, there will be many equipment that need to be monitored of their healthy condition. And also we have many robotics that is doing on-time measurement to the workpiece. All those applications require real-time, fast speed, and accurate sensors. Our pressure sensors can provide many data through the industrial communication protocol bus, like we can use the I2C bus to do the transmission, or RS485 to do the relatively long distance data acquisition. Because we have so many equipment that need to be monitored on time, real time, to understand if we need to do the preemptive maintenance. If anything goes wrong, we will lose a day's efficiency. The wireless pressure sensors that is monitoring the equipment healthy condition can provide on-time alarm to the controller, so we know when to do our maintenance in advance. Today, we have more and more variable devices for each one of us. So we go out for a walk, we have the device to monitor our breath, our heartbeats, or even we understand how many floors we are walking up or down. And that device contains multiple sensors that is consuming the battery power. So being digital has the advantage of lower power consumption, compact size, and also fast response to the physical parameter change. For medical devices, we see many sensors used. The most common one would be pressure sensors, such as the patient monitoring with a respirator. The breath or the oxygen supply to the patient has to be monitored precisely and communicate with the alarm system on time, accurate. Medical devices are critical equipment for patient monitoring. So high reliability, high accuracy, and lower power consumption is needed for those devices. Even though we talk about many applications that involve digital output sensor, but it doesn't mean analog sensors is not of any use. On the contrary, in many applications that require high temperature, extra long distance transmission with the cable, and we need no choice but an analog sensor. For example, if your pressure sensor is 200 meters away from your control room and you don't have the power supply at the sensor end, then you have to wire a cable to the sensor and acquire the signal back through that cable. So a 420 milliamp output sensor is probably the best choice for you. All right, so here comes the question. Is there any sensor that is flexible enough to let our engineers to choose either analog or digital output? The answer is yes. The following pages we're going to provide you the exciting moments that our TE Connectivity is going to release a new platform to the market, that is M3200. TE Connectivity has a very long history in developing pressure sensors. We started from pure analog MSP300 in 1998, and that was a very famous platform. Even till now, we are still selling millions of pieces of the MSP300. It's pure analog, very nice, very small package. Customer loves it. During the product development history, we discovered that with the modern digital ASICs, we can do much better and much easier with digital compensation and calibration. So you will see in the early 1998, we have the pure analog compensation, analog output MSP300. Along the way, we believe that digital compensation is much efficient, much more accurate, and we can integrate multiple temperature points for the compensation, so we can achieve better accuracy, better total error band. So you see along the way, we have the MSP 600, US 600, M5100, M5200. These sensors are all digital compensated and with analog output. So inside the sensor, we're doing the AD and DA conversion. Customers can have a very reliable, continuous analog signal. And also people will have the I2C host or RS485 host. They want to have a direct communication with our sensor without any conversion to the signal. And that's why we are going to release the new platform that is analog and digital integrated. You can have the option to choose analog output and digital output from the same platform. That is very convenient for the customers to do the same form function design, but with flexible output signal. So M3200 pressure sensor is the new design, the new platform, targeting the applications that we need analog sometimes, but mostly digital is the best choice. It provides high value and flexibility to the customers. So let's take a look at the M3200. It's a integrated modular design pressure sensor. It has the microfuse sensor core and have a fully digital signal processing unit, and also our housing is integrated with the connector and cable and all the EMC boards. With different customer demands, we can customize the pressure port, the pressure range, and output signal with those modules. The basic of the sensing element has no change. Is our mature technology is microfuse. So the wisdom bridge is detecting the pressure change and then convert that change into electrical signal. And then the output has no change. It's either analog, it's a linear voltage or current output. The digital is I2C or output data format, but the digital signal which contains pressure and temperature data at the same time. This new platform, M3200, is a complement to our product lines. So you can see from this pyramid, at the top level, it's very accurate 4 strain gauge pressure transmitter. At the end is the bottom is the M100 and 300, the ancient pressure sensor. But in the middle, we need one thing to bridge the two levels of different sensors. M3200 is the one to bridge our pure analog to the high-end pressure sensor. So it provides a perfect solution for industrial automation customers. M3200 has two output formats, but they also have common features, like they share the same pressure ranges, they share the same operating temperature, and they have the same proof pressure and burst pressure rating. And long-term stability is the same, is plus minus 0.25%, and it's a one-piece microfield design. We offer 3 different output connectors. We're providing 3 different package integrity, that is IP65, Form C, and IP66 for pucker, and IP67 for cable output. We see some unique features between the analog M3200 and digital M3200. For example, for analog M3200, we provide 4 to 20 milliamp output. We provide 0 to 5, even millivolt output, and 0.5 to 4.5 standard voltage output. For digital sensor, it's only I2C output with pressure and temperature. And also the compensation temperature range is different from the analog to digital. Analog M3200 has a wider compensation and operating temperature. So M3200 pressure sensor is M3200 is designed to address the demands from air compressors, smart water pumps, ultrasonic flow meters and injection motors, and also the commercial air conditioning devices. Because in these applications, they require high reliability, such as the long-term stability and the overpressure protection. M3200 is a product that we use advanced design philosophy, that is modular design, and also we have the simulation, computer simulations aid. Also we build in digital compensation and linear compensation up to 1.5% total error band. And we believe that quality is designed and built, it's not tested. So we integrated the DFM, design for manufacturing, from the beginning. So M3200 has the most efficient manufacturing features. We don't rely on many manual operations. We are designing the part to be built with automation. So that's the best part of it. M5600 wireless pressure sensor is another powerful tool for us to address the IoT market. To enable us to provide a solution to IoT applications, we have this M5600. It's a small size, powered by a battery, and it has 1% total error band. We have the software interface, so customers can use that interface through the laptop, PC, and cell phone, and you can acquire the signal from the M5600 in the remote position. TE Connectivity is a global company. Our purpose is to create a safer, sustainable, productive, and connected future for mankind. We are at the leading position in connectivity for more than 75 years. 80% of our products are used in harsh environment, and we offer our customers unmatched range of sensor portfolio. So we are not only offering pressure sensors, but also humidity sensors, temperature sensors, position sensors, and photo optics, We are the one-stop shop for you. We should be the first choice of your sensor partner. Thank you for attending today's discussion. If you have any questions or inquiries, please do not hesitate to send us an email or just give us a call. We'll be there all the time. Thank you.